A clear, not confused identity spoken over them, spoken over children. That's number three, is a clear, not confused identity spoken over children. That is something that is absolutely missing. And let me give you an example of what that might be. Let's just say marriage didn't work out in the family, and then the father decides to tell the son, well, you'll never get married. Not because that's true, but because they decide to project that on the son, speak words of death. Okay, because our words are life and death. Life and death are by the power of the tongue. The father then chooses to speak words of death over the belief in the child of hope and opportunity to find love, to find connection, intimacy in the healthy ways that God has intended and designed. The child starts to believe, I'm not worth love. I'm not worth somebody loving me. I will never get married. These are thoughts that people have. I'm not speaking this over anybody. I will never get married. And then they self sabotage every relationship that they have. Common. Common. When you don't speak life over a child in their identity of who they are, you are so beautiful. You are so strong. You are so persevering. You are such a creative woman. You are such a creative man. When you don't speak life and instill who the child is, someone will. Someone will. The question is, what will they say? It doesn't mean that they're going to speak life. Just because somebody will speak into your child's identity, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the identity of who they truly are. And then the child, all they have to do is come into agreement with the beliefs about themselves. I am this way. I am a slow learner. I am a person with a disability. You know what? You actually might not be a person with a learning disability. You might be somebody who's incredibly creative, who just needs a different environment in order to unlock that creativity. That's what you might be. But if a parent is not available, present, God fearing, seeking God's wisdom and input about their child and their identity, and they're not in a cohesive family structure, healthy family structure where there's life spoken over that child, their identity, and then a teacher says something about the child that is not true, brings it home, and it even gets to the parent of the family, and the parent doesn't have understanding of their child's identity, then the parent might just come into agreement with the teacher because the teacher spends more time with the child than the parent does anyway. So why would the teacher be wrong? That's what the parent might think, because they're so consumed with all these other things, they're offloading their parenting. This is a reality. This is not how it's meant to be. So it's really important that we have some understanding. It's really important that we have some understanding about not just what does it mean to have a healthy male figure, father, husband in the home. By the way, a lot of people have never had that example. So that doesn't mean you're lost. It just means you didn't have it yet. And that means that you might have to seek God, which is not a bad thing. Seek God in his ways about what that looks like. Ask for practicals like, Lord, I need your principles. I need an example. I need you to send me a role model, which is Jesus, by the way. But I need you, Lord, I need you to send me your perfect love through people. I need a person I could talk with, be mentored by, learn from, watch something from, anything. Guys, there's so much available to us today. If we don't have an understanding of that, if we don't have an understanding about what a cohesive, healthy family structure looks like, and if a child does not have clear, not confused identity spoken over them, what happens? Their identity and destiny is so confused, they end up going on this journey, lost, circling, blah, 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 blah. And then they check all the boxes and find themselves totally lacking fulfillment. That was me. That was me. Now, what I'm not saying that I didn't have an incredible upbringing, of which I did. I was adopted at birth. I had incredible parents, and I was afforded so much in my life. My gosh. But what I didn't know is that there are really key things that are missing in that process for a lot of people. And for me, at the core of my questioning, being adopted, just speaking honestly, the core of my questioning was, who am I? And where did I come from? Because why? Because where you come from informs where you're going. It doesn't dictate your future. Your past informs your present, and your present and what you choose to do with it dictates your future. Your decisions dictate your future. Your decisions dictate your destiny. And if you don't understand who you are, where you came from, if you don't understand those things, man, it is incredibly confusing. It is incredibly confusing. And I speak from the place of, sure, I'm adopted, but guess what? That's not like the only thing that can cause that confusion. I mean, people wrestle with the same exact questions with all kinds of different challenges that they face personally. So you can't pin it on one thing. All of those things, whether it's adoption, whether it's a father who cheated on a mother, whether it's a single parent household, whether it's a race, a gender, all these different things, guys, all of them come back to one thing, and that is rejection. That is brokenness. That is the fall of man. And that is our need for something greater than ourselves.